Hello guys, welcome back to our channel LifeLiyo. In this video I am going to discuss about what is a list in Python, what are the different characteristics of a list, how to create a list. First, what is a list? In simple terms, if you want to say the definition of a list is nothing but which is used to store multiple items in a single variable. That means in a single variable, till now we have seen that if you want to store the 10, we are using a variable called a, b or something. So we are using the single variable for storing single value. But instead of this one, if you want to store multiple items in the single variable, then we can use a concept called list. So another definition is there which is very similar to this definition. A list in Python is used to store the sequence of various types of data. So that means multiple items or various types of data. Both are nothing but same. So this is another way of telling the definition. Another one is a Python list is an ordered and changeable collection of data objects. What is this ordered and changeable collection means, which you are going to learn in the characteristics. Next, in normal things, if we say that a list is nothing but a collection of heterogeneous elements. Heterogeneous element means various or multiple items of different data types under the single variable name. So if you want to store the multiple elements of different data types under a single variable name, we can use list in Python. What are the characteristics of a list? The first and foremost one is that it is a dynamic sized array. So in C programming, when you read about the arrays, we are talking that they are the fixed arrays. But here this is a dynamic sized arrays which are like vectors in C++ or array list in the Java. And the second one is, in the previous one, that is while telling the definition, I said that a list in Python is an ordered and changeable. What is ordered? That is here. A list is an ordered sequence of items. What is this ordered sequence of items means? When we are creating or when we are initializing a list, there will be an order. That is, first which element to be stored, second which element to be stored, third which element to be stored. The order of the elements cannot be changed. That's why it is called as the list is an ordered. So means whose order of elements will not be changed once it is defined. But what is the definition there? Ordered as well as changeable. Ordered means we cannot change the order of the elements, but we can add the new items or new elements. That's why it is called as a list is an ordered as well as a changeable. So but if you want to add new items to a list, the new items will be placed at the ending of the list. If you add any new item to the list, it is going to add it at the ending. It is not going to add it at the between or starting anything, because once we have initialized a list, it cannot be changed its order. So this is the one of the most important one. And the next one is that is a single list may contain the elements of different data types. So that's what in the one of the definitions said that a list is a collection of heterogeneous elements of different data types. So that is nothing but a single list may contain the elements of different data types. So how these elements are going to be stored? They are going to store in a square braces, which each and every element is separated by the comma. Next, and the most important point is a list is a mutable and may contain duplicate values. List may contain duplicate values as well as mutable. What does this mutability mean? Mutability means we can alter even after their creation. That is, we can add new items or we can delete the existing items from the list after their creation. That is called as the mutability. That means we can manipulate the list. That is the main important property of a list. Then, what is the syntax for creating a list? So we are saying that list is nothing but collection of various elements of different data types under a single variable name. So, single variable name, that is list name, assignment equal to, all the elements are separated by the commas and they are kept inside the square braces. So this is the syntax of the list. Now let us look into the examples. First, so this is a list with all the elements as the strings, because if you have any string, you have to keep it inside the double quotes. Here this element is also a string. This element is also a string. This element is also a string. So here student names is the list name which consists of all the elements as the strings. This is one way. Next one, number count. This is one variable. Here all the things are considered as the integer, because every number has been written separately and they have not kept inside the quotation. If you not keep in the quotation, it is going to be considered as the integer. Next, combination, different elements. A string, number, number. So here can we use the floating? Yes, you can use. That's why it is called as a list is a collection of heterogeneous elements of different data types under a single variable name. And also these are dynamically sized. So we don't need to take the fixed size or fixed number of elements to be stored. It is automatically allocated. Now if you want to find the how many elements are there in a list, then we have a function called len function. So if you use this len function, it is going to tell us that how many items or how many elements are there in the list. Simply how we can perform is print of length function, len of the list name. Which list you want to find the len, that list name should be passed. Next, how to create a list. While telling about the characteristics, I told you that a single list can consist of the different data type elements which are separated by the commas and kept inside the square braces. That is nothing but creation. How can we create? Placing the sequence of elements of items inside the square brackets which are separated by the commas. So elements in the list may be of any number of items and it may be of any data type, either integer, float, string, etc. Let us look into the examples. First one, create an empty list with the name emp underscore list. So we have to create a list with empty list, that too empty list with the name emp list. Let us execute this one. So emp underscore list equal to empty. That's it. So if I print the empty list, what I am going to get is run empty. So this is the way of creating an empty list. Empty list means only giving the braces and also not giving any commas inside the brackets. So that means this array is the empty, this list is the empty list which can be manipulated in the future, that is by adding each and every element one by one later. Yes. Next one. Create a list with 6 subject marks of a student as student marks. It's very easy. So student marks equal to 6 subject marks in a list. So 98, 54, 72, 66, 85, 79. So 6 subject marks completed. Run. So print of stud underscore marks. Run. We got this one. So here we already know that Python is a dynamically typed. That means based on the elements and based on the data we store into the variable, it is automatically going to find out it is automatically going to take the type. So how can we find the type of the any variable? Print of type of student marks. Run. Look at here, list. It is of the class list. Now, what is the size of this student marks? To find the size, we have a function called length of variable name, that is stud underscore list. Stud underscore marks, sorry. We got the answer 6. 6 subject marks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Total 6 elements. Yes. Marks equal to 6 subjects. Create a list which consists of a student details like name, roll number, age, gender, city, percentage as student data. So we have to create a student data equal to, it should consist of the name. So name is some LifeLiyo. So LifeLiyo. Next one is the roll number. Y2 5K 8. Yeah, it's my roll number. Let us assume it as. Next one is age 29. Next gender. So gender is a string. So we are writing it in the double quotes. Next city. So city is the India. I am taking it as India. Then percentage. Percentage is 98.56. So print of student data. Run. LifeLiyo Y258K 29 male India 9 minutes. So it consists of, this list consists of the string, a string, integer, string and a floating value. So it is nothing but the collection of different elements of different data types. Yeah, same thing. Next, another one. Create a list with the name, student details, and it should consist of the another list with marks in it. That means there is a possibility with the non-defined student new marks. I am taking that student details. So I am going to copy this one. So student details. So a list item, that is a list element, may be a consists of another list. A list element may be the another list also. So here instead of taking the normal element, I am taking the list as the element. Now I am going to take the marks, this one. So I am going to save those marks inside the same list. Yeah. And print of new marks. LifeLiyo, this is one element string, another one is the integer, this one is a string, and then it is a list. So a list may consist of the another list as the element. That's the thing. Next, create a list with fruit names. Simple thing. Fruits equal to banana, apple, grapes. And completed. So banana, apple, grapes. Yeah, same. So this is about the creation. Now you may see that, sir, is it going to accept only the list as a member in the list? No, it is going to accept the another data items also, which we are going to learn in the future. Thank you. Please like, share and subscribe to our channel. Thank you everyone.